Girl. Girl. Keep playing in my whole face.
And let the game begin. Give a round of applause, guys.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Olympic trials. This is the minus 57 kilogram division between Faith Dillon of North Carolina in the blue taking on Makayla Greenwood. She is also from North Carolina. She's in the red. Faith Dillon, the current bronze medalist at the Grand Prix in Manchester just a month ago. On the other side is the 2022 world champion in the
Silver
minus
medal.
50.
Silver medal in the Grand Prix final
Silver.
in Manchester. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Fighting the 2022 world champion in women's minus 53.
So Makayla
Jason,
Greenwood.
I'm Sherman. Okay, now you can go, Jason.
And we're off. So glad for you guys to join us here on a live stream. We know we've had some problems with it, and we're getting it worked out. It's been suspect at best, but we're on
guilty
it.
at worst. But here we are now, watching the thing that we all love. And in the first break, Jay, I'm going to pose this question to you. I want you to kind of think about it, and then let's talk about it. Fighting your teammate. What is it like competing against an actual teammate, somebody you train with every day?
Yeah, something it's easy to touch on. It's something that if you've been in a sport like this, you've done it at least once if you've had any success at all.
Right. Even if it was only at the local level, you had to compete against a teammate at some point.
Right now it's showing up. And what I mean by that is that both these girls know exactly, these athletes can read what the other one's doing pretty well right now.
Right.
So they're strong with the stabbing cuts, but they're not scoring this because they both really showing great self-awareness and excellent defense with the front arm and down low.
Train with the same coaches, in the same style, in the same gym. This is going to come down to finding a moment of opportunity and taking advantage of it.
So no touches right now. So this is a squared up tie.
It's the right idea by Makayla Greenwood to try to hit to that backside.
Oh, inside though, nice sneaky little front leg hook kick. That's a big
Nice
punch.
That's a good punch from Faith Dillon.
Yeah, it's clean, it's solid, but more than that, it's really, really impactful with sound, and that matters.
And in this quiet arena, that punch reverberates with volume. Great.
Yeah, look, they do look like it hit. A little front leg hook kick comes up high. It looks like it grazes the headgear.
I'll withhold my thoughts on
Yeah,
the Gamjin
I'm not
penalty
going to.
for-
It's a tough call, and that's a
Okay.
call that you don't make there.
Yeah, I don't know that you make that here.
No, and not just that. It's just the fact that she's a little off balance because of the head kick and kind of getting hung up on the shoulder. But that's not the inability to fight, in my opinion, was not because I didn't want to compete.
Right,
Because
and
I
if,
couldn't
and if we're
compete.
saying that we took too many steps in circling around,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best out of 3 competition for Olympic trials.
Yeah, so a 3-point head kick does score. And And that's massive for Faith Dillon. She's got a massive lead here. She's, in a sense, almost got a 4-point lead. Right idea. Oh, got her again. Looked like it might have scored again. It's not going to matter as Faith Dillon takes round 1 in this minus 57 kilogram Olympic fight-off. And the winner doesn't go to the Olympics, Sherman.
Yeah, the winner of this gets the opportunity to
Exactly.
go to the Continental Qualifier in the Dominican Republic. And there you have to make it to the finals in women's minus 57. And then you qualify to go to the game. So we can celebrate, we can appreciate the work done here, but we don't really get to celebrate until the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I've been on as a coach in that exact scenario. I know exactly what these coaches are feeling. You win because you need the chance, but I will say that the most pressure-packed environment that I've coached in outside of Olympic Games is not World Championships. It is that qualification tournament.
Yep. Because 4 years depend
Yeah.
on your performance right here.
Yeah,
right.
For some people, it's win or go home, but for a lot of them, it's win and you'll never compete again. In some
It's
cases.
win or retire.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's these people think this is a big deal. No question about it. This is step 1. Got to win this match.
Okay, so we'll see how Makayla will respond. Faith has had a good year of competition. The finals at the Grand Prix final was a huge moment for her. She ended up losing to China, who is approximately 6'12".
She's extremely
So
tall.
she's learned how to guard her face and how to protect. She scores again with another right-hand punch.
Yeah, she's been clean with that punch, Sherman. And to your point, both these girls are pretty tall for this division, but internationally, they're really not.
No, they're definitely tall enough to be successful in the Pan Am region. And then we'll get to the Olympics and we put our chips in the ring and see what happens.
Makayla Greenwood had her there, and she knows it. Just had her a little bit off balance
Again,
and
we
late
talked
on.
about opportunities.
Yeah, had her
That was
there.
a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and Faith was a little late, and so what she ended up doing, she ends up coming in with a jam, but it was hesitated. And but I've been really, to this point, I've been really impressed with Faith Dillon's ability to manage those long kicks to the head. Now, I had a really good view of that, and so did you. I'm not sure it hit. I'm not
It
sure
looked like it. Here's the problem: once they bend, when a player bends and that foot comes over the top, the question is proximity to the headgear. I know I am much more comfortable saying that if it were a Dado system, it's very likely that it would have scored because of proximity. We'll see if KPMP has the
Right.
same kind of sensitivity. But it is, you've got to play the card though.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a great call by the coach at this
You
point.
cannot go to target with it, so you might as well
So
play.
Coach Chaw with a good card, as we talked about before. There's no donating this card. This is going to be working to see if she can get it. On the other side, though, we talk about both of the success of these two players. We can arguably say that Faith Dillon was the most successful player in the female, for our female players in 2023, where Makayla was in 2022.
Oh, absolutely,
The most-
absolutely.
So do you have the two best players here? No doubt about it. You have a tie now, the left-hand punch compared to the right-hand punch. So just 19 seconds left.
And this is a game of microseconds and millimeters. You know, it comes down to
You're right.
would
You're
that
absolutely
kick have
right.
scored if we had extended our hip a little bit further? Am I a quarter of a second too late with this punch? These are all the things that go into, there we go, making this. Good call by the referee to make sure that the right amount of time is given to the athletes.
So just 25 seconds here in this crucial round 2. We're at a dead heat. There's the punch. They're giving that punch every time. Wasn't a great punch, but good enough. And there's Makayla Greenwood doing what she does best in a trade, scoring.
So, four seconds.
Ooh,
That's
beautiful.
a great idea.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. That's a turn that Faith didn't have in 2022. And she's developed in 2023.
Yeah, not for all the right reasons. That was executed solidly. It just didn't score.
Right.
And surprisingly, it looked like it hit.
Interestingly enough, I believe that and it's been demonstrated that KPMP fights more like traditional Taekwondo, which allows for a little more back leg, a little more stuff that they're comfortable with. You saw in that exchange right there, we kind of went away from trying to stab and went back to kicking, and then we saw points pop up on the board. And so that's one of the adjustments that I think is going to have to be made in this third and deciding round in this first of our 57 matches. Can we go back to kicking to score instead of trying to score with a kick? Because those are two very different things.
Well, I'll add this. What you would have said in the past is you need to let them go.
Yeah.
And you need to let it go. Yeah, you need to let it go. And I think we've had 2 rounds of feeling each other out. It's time to let it go.
Let them go. Let them think, as they say around your way, let them things go.
So again, Dillon in blue, Greenwood in red. Third and deciding round of this first of best 2 out of 3 matches. So we've got plenty of action still to come. But
So that's the score with the front leg hook kick. And again, it's a scoring technique. And the pressure in this venue is palpable.
you can definitely feel it. I mean, every 4 years you get this kind of pressure.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like it though, Jay. Who does he give that to? To both? Okay, so. Good try.
Very close. Just a few inches away. And this absolutely could come down to the punch, and that's interesting.
Definitely, that the punch is going to matter. Just about 30 seconds left in this third and final round. We're at a 1-1 tie. No touches, so this is literally tied up.
There's your back leg that you looked for. First time that it looked like it did register, and it looks like Faith Dillon might have a little bit of a lead here. That looked like that registered. And there's the lead right back by Makayla Greenwood with a punch. And the time.
But here's the wild thing. There are people complaining that the time should have stopped, but the referee hadn't called time. So I think,
Send the referee requires a time issue.
and so in that regard, I need the referee to be a little more demonstrative and vocal with Kaleo and extend that arm.
I've been pleased with him letting them fight. You know, there hasn't been a ton of just, insignificant deductions that really they could be called, but you don't have to call them, and that goes in all sports.
In that moment, I think he was letting him fight out of the exchange.
But you got to give Makayla Greenwood a lot of credit. She loses the first round and has come back in late in round 2 and 3, found ways to hit that body, and that's what she's done.
Listen, I told you, it's going to come down to kicking to score.
So 3 seconds left. So Makayla Greenwood wins match number 1. It's the best 2 out of 3. She'll have to beat her at least one more time, but takes the first one. And if you're not here, you don't feel what we feel, but the pressure in here it's really
The temperature went down about 8 degrees.
yeah, it's interesting. You know, there's obviously a big crowd back there, but just the tension in the air. Sherman, I feel it. You know, I'm not even coaching. I'm not even competing.
Right.
But I feel it.
Right.
And it's noticeable. So
It's a thing.
so
It's a real thing.
So Makayla Greenwood takes round 1 of 3, basically, because it's a 2 out of 3 match deal.
Right.
So just give her the first match, and I think it's going 3. I really do.
Steve.
I think it's going 3.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I have thoughts on what momentum does.
Yeah.
I think both of them were tight in this match. They'll come out a little more loose. And I
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it going. In the minus 67 female division, in blue, we have Christina Teachout. Give her a hand.